Good morning, everyone. Class 7, Social Studies, Chapter 4, The Mughal Empire. Let us recall what we have learned in previous chapter. The sultans ruled for 300 years, and Ibrahim Lodi was the last sultan emperor under Lodi dynasty. Babur founded the Mughal Empire by defeating Ibrahim Lodi. You may have a look at that in the Battle of Panipat. Remember, this is very important. Battle of Panipat in 1526. The Mughal rulers managed to create a vast empire and remain in power for a long period of time. So let us have a look at the Mughal empires. The founder, Babur. The Babur ruled from 1526 to 1530. Then that will be how many years? That will be 4 years. Babur ruled for 4 years, 1526 to 1530. Then after Babur's death, his son Humayun succeeded the throne. And he was the eldest son of Humayun. His full name was Nasiruddin Muhammad Humayun. And he ruled in the first spell, 1530 to 1540, that will be how many years? 10 years. Then there is a gap in between, gap of about 15 years. What is the gap in between, you see? Because he regained his power 1555 to 1556. But in between, what happened? He was defeated by Sher Shah Suri. So, Sher Shah Suri, he was not a Mughal emperor. He ruled for Sher Shah Suri, not a Mughal emperor. Remember that. There is a gap of 15 years in between, from 1540 to 1545. So, that will be 5 years. Sher Shah Suri himself ruled for 5 years. Then Sher Shah Suri died, and so who were the successor of Sher Shah Suri? You see, Sher Shah Suri is succeeded by his son Jalaluddin, but Jalaluddin ruled up to 1553. Then from 1553 to 1555, there was another one. He was succeeded by Adil Shah Suri. So, altogether, there are 15 years gap. Then Humayun coming back to power once again, but Humayun did not rule for longer period of time. He ruled just for 1 year. Then after Humayun, the great emperor, the Mughal emperor, who had a liberal outlook, unlike the Orthodox Muslim emperors, he had a very liberal outlook towards India that time, and he was Akbar the Great. Akbar ruled for many years. One of the longest term that he ruled, 49 years. So there is a lot of discussion on the Akbar's policy. You have to read it against the Rajputs. And then the administrative system, cultural contributions, all these things are very interesting. So you have to read all these things thoroughly. Then followed by Akbar, then his son Jahangir, and Jahangir ruled from 1605 to 1627. So remember that. Jahangir was also like his father, and he expanded his empire, and followed by him Shah Jahan, his son. After Jahangir's death, his son Prince Khurram succeeded him to the throne, and his name was Shah Jahan. So you have to remember one of the important things that he did. He built the Taj Mahal. Shah Jahan built the Taj Mahal in Agra. Okay, so there are some cultural contribution from Shah Jahan. Then after Shah Jahan, when Shah Jahan was very old, because Shah Jahan had sons and the war broke out for the succession of the throne between his sons, Dara Sheikh Shuja, Aurangzeb and Murad. So Shah Jahan actually did not appoint Aurangzeb as a emperor. Rather, he would nominate Dara Sikho. So actually what happened, Aurangzeb killed his brothers and he succeeded. And he became the emperor, and he even imprisoned his father Shah Jahan in Agra Fort, where he died in 1666. Agra Fort is very close to Taj Mahal. So Aurangzeb, like his great-grandfather Akbar, he ruled for a period of 1658 to 1707. That means 49 years. It's a long time that he ruled. And Aurangzeb's empire also was very large, and his border was very close to the northeast. Bihar, his kingdom, even he fought battles against the Ahoms also, and for a shorter period of time that he invaded Assam also, but did not continue for a long time. But anyway, Akbar had a very orthodox, God-fearing Muslim religious policies to rule the kingdom. And his Mughal emperor, he centralized the system, and he actually had imposed the revenue to the peasants. You should remember the revenue to the peasants. So that's a good thing to learn, that this is a part of our history. And then he continued in the power for about 49 years. Remember that after Aurangzeb, there is no Mughal emperor who ruled successfully. We could say Aurangzeb was the last great Mughal, and he ruled up to the year 1707. In the later period of time, the British had come and ruled India under East India Company. So you read these lessons truly 2 or 3 times, then you can go to some of the questions sections, especially the short questions. Choose the correct answer, true, false, and fill in the blank parts. Repeated reading will help, but you need to remember the history, because I repeat. First of all, Babur came. Remember Babur ruled for 4 years. Humayun ruled for 10 years. Then there is a gap in between, 15 years of gap. It was ruled by Shah dynasty, and for 15 years. Then Humayun come back to the power again. He ruled for 1 year, and after Humayun, his son Akbar became the emperor, and he ruled India for 49 years. Then after Akbar, his son Jahangir ruled for 18 years. Then after Jahangir, Shah Jahan ruled for 30 years. This is also a long period of time. But you should say that Aurangzeb ruled India for 49 years again. It's a long period of time. Then after the Aurangzeb's, there is a decline in the emperor of the Mughals have been seen. Thank you.